How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Park to Prem. It's me, Jack. This is episode number 8 of Park to Prem. Before we get into two massive games away from home against Larkhall and against Wimborne, I just want to say a thank you. I have been doing YouTube content here on this channel around Football Manager for just under 10 years. It's a long time to do things, and the last week and a half since we started this series really has been mind-blowing. The channel has had some of the fastest growth it's ever had. The viewership and support has been bonkers, and I'm glad people are jumping on board and enjoying the content. Be you a long-term viewer, be you someone who maybe watches infrequently but has been sucked in by this new series, or maybe you stumbled through the door and arrived here just yesterday. I want to say a big thank you. The support, like I said, has been absolutely mind-blowing, and I'm really excited for what we can achieve at Guernsey in the next 20 years when hopefully we'll be winning Champions Leagues and stuff. At least that's what I want to believe the future has in store. As for today, here and now, it's slightly less glamorous. Away games against two of the big promotion rivals. We sit top of the league. Hopefully when we end things today, we're still going to be here. We are, of course, at that point in the season where, having gone out of all the cup competitions, we are focusing on the league. There's not loads of stuff going on and off the pitch. It's not like we're making a load of crazy transfers. Instead, we've been focusing on our football and, for the most part, doing fairly well. Of course, last episode, we concluded things with a win against Exmouth. Since then, in 6 games, we've had 5 1-0 results. The first of those was a 1-0 win against Melksham. Of course, Melksham, a team who we played in a cup competition earlier on in the season. In this game, not exactly a classic, but Livingston linked up with Shatayo to get him a goal. And while Shatayo, what a player. What a man this guy is. 11 goals in 15 games, 4 player of the matches. He currently wants a new contract at the club and he wants to become the highest earner. I might actually have to give him that money. Livingston in this game also did well out on the right-hand side, got the assist. He has been a player who has blown very hot, but also very cold in games. We've not been able to get, I feel like, a consistent run of form. And when you look at his last 20 games, you can kind of see that variance in his performance. We've been playing him as a winger. Of course, some of the roles around him have been changing. He is largely stuck in his current role. If you're wondering about these gaps where he's not played, those have been where we had players on international duty. International duty is one I want to blame one of our defeats on. This defeat against Bridgewater is not the one I can blame it on. That blame lies with Mackenzie Lyle. That goal was scored inside the first minute, and it was the only goal of the game. We lost 1-0. We did bounce back well, though, from that 1-0 defeat as we took on Poulton Rovers in this game. Tyler Forbes got a hat-trick. What a player he is. When he is on form, he is unplayable at this level, and considering he was a player who was here when we first arrived, a player who I think we've really built around, it's great to see him continuing to have an influence in our team. We made it 2 wins in a row with a 1-0 victory against Shoaling. However, off the back of that, we lost to a team that's called Bristol Manor Farm. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do they play at a farm? The disappointing answer is no. They play at a creek, though, incidentally. Now, I'm not one to make excuses, but our pitch is 90 metres wide and 120 metres long. This pitch, 115 metres long, but really, really narrow. It was a weird pitch. It's the reason that we lost. It may have also had something to do with the fact we had 3 first-team players on international football. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the game postponed. They scored the only goal of the game via Grubb. And with Williams missing at centre-back, Livingston missing at right mid, and Forbes missing in the final third, it was a very subpar display. We did, however, return to home, where, of course, we have been at our very best. And in our most recent game against Barnstaple Town, we won at 1-0. It was a Jake Flanagan penalty. That makes it 3 penalties in 3 for this man. So if nothing else, he's justified his signature by just converting every time we get a chance from 12 yards out. So with this recent run of league games, we are now 15 games into the season, not quite at the halfway point just yet, but certainly at a point where I feel like we can evaluate the team. If we look at our home record, our decision to have the massive pitch, it appears to be working. We have played a game less than most of the teams around us, and in terms of our home form, 6 wins, 1 defeat, 14 goals for. Away from home, not quite as good, which is a bit unfortunate, especially knowing that today we have got 2 away games against teams immediately around us. And for the XG merchants amongst you, if you're wondering where are you in the XG table, we're top of that as well. I feel like we deserve to be where we are. Larkhall and Wimborne, the 2 teams we play today in 2nd and 3rd. First game of today's episode is against Larkhall. Can we acknowledge the fact that their stadium is called Plain Ham? Is that the greatest name for a football stadium ever? It might well be. Larkhall Stadium sits just north of Bath, as you can see here, and looking at the reviews, Tracy Wellman says it's difficult to get to, it's not well signposted. It's a good job I don't have a reputation for not being able to find grounds, isn't it? Minor issue with today's Jack Does an Away Day, can't see the stadium from the angles that we get on Street View. If I bring you close, we get the lovely view of the floodlights, but there's a big bush in the way. And I've tried looking around. You literally cannot see the there's just bushes everywhere. I'm not sure it's part of the stadium, but there is a football goal, so I guess this is the right place. I mean, in terms of Jack Does an Away Day, it's not a classic. I'm going to give Larkhall Athletics Ground a solid 3 out of 10. They get the 3 because Plainham is a fantastic name. Let's all just be very glad that our next game against Wimborne is also away. So we actually get 2 Jack Does an Away Days today. It's a very special occasion. In terms of team news, we are at full strength. No new injuries to speak of, but I am going to make a little bit of a change here. As of late, Waters hasn't been very good, the right-footed left winger. So you know what? Today's the day. Experimentation needed. He's going to play as an inverted winger. I'm just very relieved today, to be honest, that we've not got players on international duty. It's one thing to have players missing for league games. When it's these 2 games we have today, debatably 2 of the hardest games we have all season, it's just nice to know that our best players are actually available for selection. This is another very long pitch, I've noticed. It's not very wide, it's just long. Reminds me of something. Anyway, Barwood has the ball on the far side. They have got options in the middle, and Yafal, or Yafai, is one of them, and they've taken the lead inside 2 minutes. To be fair, it was actually quite nice build-up play for them. Marwood, down the right-hand side, played it in. I don't know if the intended recipient was Yafai, but he found his teammate, and they've taken the lead. Halfway through this first half already, there has been just 1 shot for either team. Maybe a chance here, though, for a Shatayo. A golden opportunity that came from nothing. Keeper made a massive stop. We have, however, got a corner. It's Dylan Crow over it. Yet to get a yellow card today. Not sure he's feeling okay. Puts it back post. It's in the middle. And Breeder makes another big stop, keeping them ahead. And while having had 1 highlight in the first 25 minutes, we've now got 2 inside 2 minutes. Collins over the ball for them. He's going to play it forward towards Marwood. Header towards Glover, who hits it. I think that's hit the post. We've got it away from danger. Breathe a sigh of relief. Right on cue. Dylan Crow, yellow card. Tick it off the bingo card. He's got it again today. Already. It didn't take him long. With this narrow pitch, maybe it would have been better suited to our 4-3-1-2 from last year. Oh my word. Forbes flies in with a tackle. Falls to Waters, who's going to try and pick out Shatayo. Not the best of balls, but Shatayo battles away to get it and smashes it home into the back of the net, makes it 1-1, ball played through. Shatayo, I didn't think was actually going to get there, but Goodall gave it him on a plate. And with that, we found the back of the net, make it 1-1, a great time to score. Half-time, 1-1. Not exactly been a classic so far, but good news, it's not going to finish 1-0. Not going to get too angry and throw a water bottle, but I am not happy, lads. We can do better than this. Already 20 minutes into this second half, we have not seen anything thus far, but I am going to make some changes. Dylan Crow is going to come off, Toby Down coming on, Williams moving in to that right-back position. Elsewhere, Waters at left mid, on a yellow card, not playing that well. Bit of a shame I don't have a left mid option, but Lucas Davidson, we're just going to stick out there and hope he can do a job for us. He has the attributes for a winger. He's crying about first team football. He's going to get some now, albeit in a position he doesn't actually play. For now, I'm just going to make the double change. We'll keep 1 sub in our back pocket just in case we need it to be reactionary. As well, there could be a chance here. Larkhall play forward Marwood. And that was very, very simple, but good news for us. The flag is raised on this near side. The goal's not going to stand. We've got lucky there. That was very, very simple. A single ball over the top nearly undid us. That said, he was a couple of yards offside. Kind of clear to see their game plan is to try and just catch us out with our high defensive line. But I put faith in our defence to, well, stem these kind of simple attacks where they try and play through balls like that. We have really good defenders for this level. We should be able to contain them. And maybe now a chance for us going forward. Davidson. Out on the left wing, he doesn't know how to play here. Skips past one, plays it into Shatayo, who kicks the air with anger. And, well, they're going to look to go long. But Purcell reads it nicely. Now with Nolan, our left wing back. Purcell, Flanagan. Lovely build-up play here. Forbes is going to take down the ball, lays it to Shatayo. And I'll tell you what, that was actually a beautiful goal. I can't believe we've scored such a pretty goal. Yeah, it was a bit direct towards the end, but the build-up play was nice. Flanagan's ball forward here, and like the through ball was just absolutely mad. on his left foot, little bit of time and space, picked out his man. Forbes unselfishly there lays it across. For the man who was our top goal scorer last year, he really is relishing this role as a partner in crime for a new outlet for the goals. And as you can see, Shatayo timed his run to perfection. With that, it's 2-1. The subs have come up trumps at least for now, but that said, with 17 minutes left, let's not get too carried away just yet. Davidson plays through Shatayo. Maybe I will get carried away if we score this and... Oh, Shatayo's missed it. I think the keeper must have got a touch on that. Indeed, he did. We've got a corner. It was a really nice ball by Davidson. Maybe he is a left midfielder. Maybe he just doesn't know it yet. Anyway, Flanagan is going to whip it back post. Forbes is under it, but it's dealt with well. We had that one late opportunity for Shatayo after we scored, but to be honest, we really limited Larkhall's opportunities. They had a few shots towards the end, but no meaningful goal-scoring opportunities. And with 2 Shatayo goals, we get a vital away win. And for a team who haven't had the most flawless of away records, maybe this can give us a bit of confidence going into what I think is going to be a more difficult game next week. That game I'm talking about next week against the newly crowned second-place team, Wimborne Town. They moved up ahead of Cinderford with the results at this weekend. A little bit nervous for this next one. Player of the week in our league, by the way, went to Brandon Barnes. Now, the reason I recognise this guy is because he is considered the best player in our league. If you look at kind of all the key players on the season preview, he's up there. This man is ridiculous. He plays for Slimbridge. He doesn't want to join me. I've tried to sign him. He is 30 years old. Look at this career. He's played for Bitton, Chippenham Town. He went to Australia and New Zealand for a little bit and had a ridiculous goal-scoring season. I have no idea how good Dandenong Thunder are, but he got 41 goals in 25 games. So clearly he's an absolute monster. And to be fair, since he's returned to England, he's not done too bad either, has he? 18 goals last season, 8 goals, 5 assists in 16 games this year. He is actually ridiculous. Wimborne Town away to us in a week's time. I'll join you guys in a mo for another Jack Dozen away day. So Wimborne Town is one of the most southern teams in our division. They play just north of Bournemouth. I have got some potentially heartbreaking news though. When I drag the little yellow man, there's nowhere near the pitch that I can actually put him. In fact, where is the nearest spot I can get to the ground? It's this road on the left. Does anyone else feel sad? So the stadium is the other side of this building. Can we get any closer than this? I think that's the roof of the stadium through the tree, but I'll be honest, in terms of Jack Dozen away day, this is up there with the worst so far. I'm giving Wimborne Stadium a 1 out of 10 because I literally can't see it on Google Earth. We'll just look at some nice pictures of the stadium. I mean, it's got a bit... Is it on a hill? Is there a stadium on a hill? I think the whole thing's on a hill. I'm not going crazy. That crossbar's definitely on a slant. Given the fact that Wimborne have the highest salaries in the league, I was expecting them to have a stadium made of gold, but... well, I'm as underwhelmed as most of you are. This second game, though, is a big one. Really, I should be getting my head in the game. This is a battle at the top. Second versus first. If we could get a win here away from home, we'd extend our lead at the top of the table, have beaten 2 very big rivals for us. If we lose today, Wimborne go ahead of us going into what is just about the halfway point in the season. In terms of team news, no new injuries. We're not overcomplicating things. We're sticking with the team that started the last one. We've been on a good run out there. Go out there and impress me. They're not impressed with my team talk. No one's reacting positively. You know what? Forbes and Shatayo, you were always my favourites. At least they've got my back. Wimborne Town playing a 4-4-2. We're playing a 4-4-2. This is proper non-league English football. I'm loving it. Not sponsored by McDonald's, but if anyone from McDonald's corporate is watching, I'm open to selling out for I like McDonald's. Throwing on the far side, Armstrong with the ball. It is pouring it down with rain, and well, it could be pouring it down with goals because Wimborne have scored after 5 minutes, but, oh, I love the linesman. The linesman has given offside there. Their flag wasn't raised. We're not going to question it. Maybe they're just lazy. At this level, you know, a lot of the officials are just volunteers anyway, or people being paid very little money. He doesn't get paid enough, this linesman, to raise his flag. Unlike our players, who I pay very handsomely to win games of football and will hopefully find a breakthrough here. Williams nods it down to Vaughan, the highest earner at the club, of course, the Welsh centre mid. Forbes, going all the way back to Flanagan. We're not going to complain because he is going to try and pick out Watters. Cox gets the ball for them, but deep in his own half, clears it down the line, does very well. Bartlett now in possession on this near side. Looks to play the ball forward towards Arnold. Crow, though, is going to be there, having got on Williams' header to mop up the play and hopefully create something out from the back. Livingston has a man on the overlap, has Forbes in the middle. It's a great ball through, and Forbes probably should have scored that. Bedford in the midfield for them, pulling a lot of the strings. It feels like a lot of their build-up play is going through him. Williams, though, the centre-back, there to mop up the pieces. He might not be happy at the club. He's happy when he's defending. And Shatayo, I was about to say, he's happy when he's scoring. I'm happy when he's scoring. He's missed that one, though. Just a couple of minutes left of this half. We have been dominant. They have had 2 chances in this game, but they were very speculative chances that we didn't even see as replays. And at the break, whilst it is 0-0, we've had the better of this play, with the exception of course, that disallowed goal early on. I feel like that was a bit of a wake-up call for us. If we keep playing how we're playing, we're going to get something from this game. That said, this is Football Manager, so I can't tell the players I'm happy. They'll get complacent, so I'm going to thrash my arms and say, I'm far from pleased. Look at this, motivated and fired up. Let's take it up a gear in this second half and get a win. Are we about to see an immediate response from our team, having got shouty? Waters on the near side is going to try and play through Shatayo. Doesn't get on the end of it, but does battle away as Shatayo does. He is an absolute battering ram for us in the final third. His cross isn't the best, but he picks out Livingston, who somehow keeps that in play, and first time gives it to Forbes, who gets us a goal 2.5 minutes into this half. And when I saw the overhit cross, I thought the chance had gone here. This was terrible by Shatayo. Let's be realistic here. I love him. That is just not a good ball at all. But Livingston does whatever the hell that is. Does that count as an overhead kick? It's incredible flexibility. He's picked out Forbes, who finds the back of the net with his header. We take the lead, and I think we deserve that. Just over an hour played here. I've not yet made any changes. I'm kind of happy with how everything's going. Don't want to change things unnecessarily. And if we get a second goal, maybe I'll look to take off players on yellows, rest some legs or whatever. But this is a good Wimborne team that we're playing. We can't afford to get too complacent. We might need this second goal. Oh, there could be a chance here. Shatayo gets his noggin on it, but unfortunately heads over. Wimborne building the play up nicely on this near side. Little 1-2 attempted. Dylan Crowe, though, reads the play well. And, well, Williams is going to pick out his compatriot in Vaughan. He's going to spread the play to Waters. Nice build-up play here. Ball play to Forbes. He's already got 1 goal. Can he get a second? Of course he can get a second. It's goal number 15 of the season for him. Waters playing out on that left-hand side as an inverted winger with a great little ball through. Had an option on the outside, and I think with that run, there was the overlapping run of Nolan. They were a little bit nervous to maybe commit and close him down. It opened up the opportunity for him to pick out a pass. He finds Forbes, who finds the bottom corner. I'm going to make a couple of changes now. I'm going to move Vaughan to deep line playmaker. Livingston's going to go from attack to support duty as a winger. I'm going to tell the wing-backs just to defend for what's left here. In possession, less passing into space. Let's just try and keep the ball by getting it into feet. Forbes is on a yellow card, but I've got to keep the man on. He's on for a hat-trick. Dylan Crowe is doing Dylan Crowe things. He's not got booked yet, but you know what? He's not having the best of games. Let's take him off. And Flanagan's had a good game, but I'm going to bring in Patrick Grooms just to get in some fresh legs for the last 20 minutes here. I'm not going to time waste. We don't need to master the dark arts here. We play proper football and, well, given how proper the football we've played has been, I think we deserve to win this game. And as the time trickles away, well, I was about to say, I hope we're going to get the result that we deserve. We might have a set piece to deal with here. Armstrong, direct free kick, good position. If they get a goal now, squeaky bum time will commence. They've hit it over. 2 minutes left, and you know what? Ordinarily, I'd be kind of relaxed right now. Remember that first game of the season? 3-1 up? With about this long left on the clock, we ended up drawing that 1-3-3. If they get a goal here, we're going to have to fight some demons. But, well, with whatever that attempt on goal was, maybe I can rest easy. Full time here, 2-0 win, massive, massive result. It can't be understated. These 2 games we had today, I went into feeling a little apprehensive about, but we've put in a fine display, got 6 points from 2 games that were very, very tricky on the face of it. And truth be told, this second one certainly didn't ever really feel like it was in doubt. With the defeat here for Wimborne and Cinderford winning, they move up to second, but they are 4 points behind us. And with 2 games left until the halfway point in the season, we are in as good a position as really I feel like we could have hoped for. I think we have one man to thank for that last game, Tyler Forbes. We didn't have a whole load of chances, but the chances that fell Forbes' way, he took an 8.9 rating, 25 headers won. That's how you know we're playing proper hoofball football. In some ways, I feel like it was a bit of a blessing that we crashed out of all the domestic cup competitions because with full focus on the league, we're in a good spot right now. Board feedback currently have me down as an A-. Marc Letitia is loving me. The fans, well, the fans don't like me quite as much. Only a C+. I'm going to try not to take that personally. Cinderford in second are only one of a few teams that have beaten us this season in the league. We play them at the start of February. I think that's when we're going to be back next time. Once again, a heartfelt apology to the Jack Dozen away day fans, two of the most disappointing grounds we've been to so far. I want to set a trend where you guys give me reviews of the stadium based on what we've observed. Maybe a rating out of 10, maybe a short comment. I don't really know what there is to say about the two today because we didn't see either of them. If you have enjoyed today's video, do make sure to drop a like on it. 2 massive wins, 2 massive results. We're back again tomorrow with more. Until then, take it easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.